Hey guys, be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram for extra content you won't see here. Click the links in the description below. Hey, what's up guys? Rivera94 back again with another action figure review. Today we're going to look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends First 10 Years 10th Anniversary Series Avengers Infinity War 3-pack. We have Iron Man Mark L or Mark 50, Thanos, and Doctor Strange. And if you guys are interested in ordering this 3-pack, you can do so at bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put a link down below in the description where you guys can check it out for yourself. So, the reissue 3-pack. We've gotten these 3 figures before. This was actually a Build-A-Figure just a couple months ago. A lot of people went crazy about this being included in this 3-pack, but I can say so far with each of these figures, they are different in their own way. They changed it up a bit. They improved them. They made them look a lot better to, make it worth your while to go ahead and buy these. Again, they updated it, especially Thanos. We'll take a look at all these guys up close. And something I just realized right now, I didn't even know, was right here. There's a hole in the plastic packaging, and there's a light bulb here. And then when you press the little button there, his arc reactor lights up. I had no idea there was a light up feature. Hasbro really never does any of that. Alright, this is going to be difficult since this box is so long. This is the side of the box, one of the sides, the one that makes the whole panorama picture here. Of course, we have Thanos pretty much all over this one. And then on the other side, so we get the year the movie was released, which is of course this year, Avengers Infinity War, and then there is a read up there where you guys can go ahead and pause the video if you guys want to check that out. On the back, we have 3 read ups for each figure. We have number 10 in the corner, which is the number in which it goes in order with the panorama pictures. Alright, and there we have the 3-pack unboxed and out of the package, and definitely the star of this 3-pack is going to go to the updated Thanos Build-A-Figure, or regular figure now. Definitely going to be the star of the show for this one. Definitely going to be the reason why you wanted to even think about picking this pack up. Like I said earlier in the video, each figure is different in their own way. They did change it up, and this is actually the Infinity War version of Doctor Strange. Even though he didn't really change much from his movie to Infinity War, his outfit's pretty much the same, and they actually use the exact same body mold as the movie Doctor Strange right here. But as you can see already, he's got this very cool effect going on in his arm, so we'll take a look at that. Alright, so we're going to save the best for last. So we'll start off with Iron Man here. This isn't too amazing to me. I'm not really too crazy about this. This one's exactly the same as the original release, but it does have that little light up gimmick there that Hasbro really doesn't do for Legends ever. So I don't know, maybe they just didn't know what else to do for this guy to update him, so they included the light up feature for the arc reactor, and there you go. That's how it looks. It's probably a little too bright in the video. It does reflect off my hand, and it shuts off by itself. And then we get this very ugly looking screw on his back, and then a little switch. So that's where it kind of gets like, ugh, like that's not a Marvel Legend, they don't look like that. That's not how they're supposed to look. So that looks ugly to me. I don't like it, and I could honestly care less about the light up feature because of that. They would have hid the battery compartment a little better, and especially the screw and the switch, then I probably would have enjoyed it a little bit more. But so Iron Man's gonna come with his 2 blast effects that we're accustomed to already. The same ones, they're just blue, and yeah, they do separate. You can see one just separated. That's meant to do that, so that's fine. And then we do get 2 fist hands, and these are the ones that have a hinge on it. These open hands are molded to be like this, so you can't hinge it at all. They're molded to look, to be blasting out. As for a close-up shot of Iron Man, you can see pretty much just looks exactly the same. They didn't bother to update the color or the paint or anything at all. They pretty much just updated the light up feature, and that's it. And there's this big button right here, which doesn't look as bad as as you would think it would look. So that's not too bad. And then the arc reactor doesn't look too bad when it's off either. And then when it's on, it's really bright on the camera, you can see. And then you can see it shutting off in a second. There you go. So as for the switch, I'm not sure what the switch does. I'm gonna put it to this side, and I think it just keeps the light on. So I just pressed it and see if it shuts off like it did a second ago. And I think it just keeps it on. We'll see if it stays on the whole time. So we'll look at the bottom here, and then of course the back it's just, I don't like this look on the back. At least it's on the back, but it just makes it look like it's a cheap, you know, kitty toy. I don't know. Oh, it did shut off. So I don't know what the switch does, honestly. Maybe it just keeps it longer. So it says when it's on the left side, it's 5 seconds of light, and when it's on the right side, it stays on for 15 seconds. So that's the difference. Alright, so his articulation is going to be exactly the same as we've seen before. Got the head going left and right. It's on a bar jointed hinge there. It's going to look up. It's going to look down. Then we got the arms going forward and back. It's going to go in and out like this. See, that one worked. Okay, cool. And then we do get a bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. Swivel at the wrist. And there's a hinge on the fist only. Going down to the torso, there is no ab articulation, and that is what is a major difference here. No diaphragm joint. The original one did have a diaphragm joint. Let's bring him in for a second here, and you can see this is the original one with the diaphragm joint right there. We have lost that one and replaced it with this big old button on his stomach right there. The legs are going to go forward and back. They're going to go in and out about this far. We have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, an ankle that hinges forward and back, and we do get the pivot. Alright, and there we have them two side by side. You can see the colors are exactly the same. The paint apps are exactly the same. They didn't really change much there. The sculpt is pretty much the same too. Just that torso, no articulation on the new one. There's a light up feature on the new one, no light up feature on the old one. And that's it. You know, they could have done more. They could have at least given us a Tony Stark head. They could have just done something else, you know, maybe a battle damage version of it with half of his armor off and half of it you can see Tony inside. That would have been cool. Something like that would have been a lot nicer than the light up gimmick for me. And then real quick, there's a closer shot at the two side by side. Alright, moving on to Doctor Strange here. We have the new Infinity War version of Doctor Strange, and for the most part, it's just a repaint of the original Doctor Strange. And it's got some added sculpt and mold, and the cape is different too. Now the only accessories that he comes with is a left hand that is molded like this, and then he does get this effect that we did see before from the first Doctor Strange movie, a wave of figures. And this one's indeed a little less detailed. They did not paint it like they did with the original. Here's the original one on the right, and here's the new one on the left. The same exact mold, just no white outlining paint right there. And this looks better to me. You know, they took a step back here. I don't know why they didn't include the paint, but they did not. Now this is cool. I like this. This is new. This is different. They haven't done this before. Get a molded piece right here. There's another molded piece on the wrist, and then we get the final molded piece on the fingers there. So that is how it's molded. So you're always gonna get this arm like this, you know. So that's okay to me since I already have the first Doctor Strange, and this is a really cool thing to have him with anyways. So I'm fine with it being molded and being there forever. I want to show the hand a little closer up, and they actually painted the hand. They don't really ever paint the hand, so you're gonna get the paint chipping. Look at that right there on the joint. The whole hand is painted like that. The other hand is not. They never ever paint the skin tones on anything. So my guess is that the entire mold, the entire hand included, is this green plastic. So they had to paint over the green plastic with this skin tone color. You can even see his fingertips aren't even fully completed. Right, if you look closely at the fingertips, you see some green. That looks a little bad. Let's see if we can see the tips over here. You can see the green on the tips. Now the face sculpt is very nice. This is an updated face sculpt using their new tech, and that looks fantastic to me. Even the hair sculpt is nice, but the face really looks like Stephen Strange from the movie. It looks like Benedict Cumberbatch for sure. So I do see the likeness there. And they did a good job with the face. So I'm liking the new face sculpt. That looks good. And as for the rest of the figure, it's completely the same. So we've seen this body before. They just repainted it differently. And now the cape here is different. This one pegs onto his back. Also, we got the Eye of Agamotto, which is a separate piece. Which we did have that before too. And I do like the texture and the paint. The black wash inside the cape here. Look at that. That looks nice. On the back, it could have used some wash too, but they didn't do that on the back. It's got the sculpt though. So as for his articulation, we got the head swelling left and right. We have it going up and down, so it's on a bar jointed hinge. The arms are going to go forward and back, in and out, very stiff so far. There you go, that one goes out a little further. And then we have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist with a hinge. We do have a waist swivel, and it goes forward and back. The legs are T-jointed, they go forward as far as this little bottom piece allows them to. This one probably moves further, and they do go in and out about this far. The knees are double jointed. We do have a boot shin swivel, an ankle hinge, and an ankle pivot. And there we have the Doctor Strange from the Solo Doctor Strange movie, and you can see it's the same body and all that. But look at the faces. I mean, if I had known, I would think that this is an SH figure or it's next to a Marvel Legend, And at one point I thought this looked good, and definitely the new one is leagues ahead of that, at least for the head or the face sculpt. It looks great, looks real good. So you can see the difference there, and we do have the effect piece, of course. So there is that. In a closer shot here, you can see a little bit of the differences here. They actually painted more of the details on his little belt here with the little ring. They painted the ring here silver, and this one is gold. And then we got the little buttons they're painted. They did not paint the buttons on this one. And then you can see they changed the colors. It's got a lighter blue, got a little darker blue here. Little paint differences there, and then of course the cape. You can see the cape here. They actually connected it with a little string or chain for this cape, so this one was not removable through the front. It still pegs on the back, but you had to move it over his head, and then this one you can just peg right out the back. And they obviously changed it completely. This one kind of hangs over his left shoulder, while this one is on both. And then going on to the back, let's take a look at that. So we got a different effect or a different pose for the cape, and I'm glad. I'm actually surprised they didn't use the same one. At least they gave us a newer one, so that's okay. More detail would be nice though. Alright, and finally we'll get to the figure that everyone's waiting for, the Thanos. And guys, get rid of your Build-A-Figures because they are not needed anymore. This is the figure that we should have gotten for the Build-A-Figure in the first place. They fixed it. They completely changed the skin tone. They made it right. It's not the dark purple, inaccurate dark purple that we got for the Build-A-Figure, and they actually made him look like Thanos. They made him look good. The face is near perfect. We will take a look at it a little closer. So first, we're only gonna get one accessory here, and it's his alternate head. There is a closer look at the alternate head, and already look at the likeness. Already better than the Build-A-Figure Thanos. This looks good. Very good. They fixed it. I'm so glad they actually came back and re-released this Build-A-Figure. And yes, it is the Build-A-Figure. Look, it comes apart just like the Build-A-Figure in every point, every piece. It's exactly the same mold. And there is a look at the face that he comes packed in the package with the teeth showing. And it's almost as if they took some notes from SH Figuarts. They saw the release of the Figuarts Thanos, and they just had to make an updated, improved version, because that one did come with a face that looked just like this, and it looked just right for Thanos. And I think Hasbro just looked at it and was like, you know what, we gotta release a better looking Thanos. Or maybe they listened to us. I don't know what it is, but they definitely saw that the original one was just not good. So this is good. I like that. Here's the other face again, that looks good. And here we can take a look at the rest of the body. Same exact body. Good paint. And then, if you guys haven't noticed already, the gauntlet now has a open hand, no longer the fist. And there you go. Focus. So, we don't have the fist. If you do have the original one, I'm sure you can swap it with this one. If you want the fist. Would have been cool if they would have packed in both, but it's okay. I'm actually happy that they changed that. They didn't use the same mold. So they changed the fist and the gauntlet, and they changed the two faces and the skin tone. Those are the major changes of Thanos here. His articulation is going to run the same. We have the head going on a swivel left and right. It's going to move up this much. It's going to move down about that much right there. Then we have the arms going forward and back. They're going to go in and out right there. A bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist with a hinge. We have the ab crunch again, the waist swivel. The legs go forward and back, in and out, good range. Thigh swivels, double jointed knees. The ankles are gonna hinge and they're gonna pivot. Right, there's the other face on. Alright, and I'm definitely seeing a lot more that I did not see before in terms of differences here. Now you can clearly see they updated the gold on his armor. It looks a lot better on the new one. On the older one, it does look faded, and you can just see the overall colors. Look at the skin tone. I mean, it looks, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't even know what to say. So I'm so happy they updated it. We got the pants looking a little lighter brown than before. Got the, of course, the brighter gold there, and then I think that's all I can see. The gauntlet kind of looks the same. Looks like it's a little bit more bronze on the newer one that I can see. And then going on to the back, you can see pretty much the same stuff here. Holy cow! Look how goofy the Build-A-Figure looks compared to this new one. It's almost like night and day. I can't believe Hasbro just went from down here to up here now, just within the same year of the figure coming out, you know. And we'll get a few more comparisons before I close out the video here. Put them next to the SH Figuarts versions of these guys. So here is the Mark L4 SH Figuarts, and this is night and day as well. Definitely better for the Figuarts version. This is also another thing they could have looked at and done to update this guy, was maybe gave us a molded, you know, hand cannon like that on either arm, like the Figuarts one. And I get this a lot in the comments, so I'm just going to say it again. Marvel Legends do not scale with SH Figuarts. They do not scale with each other. They never have. So the Marvel Legends have always been a bigger scale than Figuarts, so this is why the Figuarts one on the left here looks like a little figure compared to this Thanos on the right, which is the Marvel Legends. And so yeah, so getting that out the way, here we have them two next to each other, and I did praise this Figuarts one as being the best movie Thanos out there, and I still think it is. This one is definitely giving it a run for its money. I can't believe I'm saying that, but this is a solid Thanos figure by Hasbro for the price. It's gonna be about $25, since these 10th anniversary figures are about $25 a piece now. They're a little bit more expensive, but still it's not the $70 price tag on this Figuarts version here. So if you don't care for the higher quality like Figuarts with the more articulation and the more accessories, and you are okay sacrificing some of those, then definitely gonna lean towards the new 3-pack Thanos. I can't recommend that enough. But for the higher quality, more accessories, and posability, definitely gonna go with the Figuarts version. There's a quick closer look at the two next to each other, and even the skin tones are a bit different too. On the left side we have the Figuarts Doctor Strange from the first movie. So this is the Doctor Strange movie release, not the Infinity War released Doctor Strange, so keep that in mind. There's a bit of a closer look there, and I feel like now seeing them side by side, maybe his head is a little too slim on the Marvel Legend version. Looks a little skinny, but they still look good. They still look like the actor. And here's one more comparison. I threw in a couple more 10th anniversary figures. We got the Mark 7 Iron Man over here next to the Infinity War version. We got the Ronin, the Accuser, pretty tall figure you can see there. And then the Tony Stark in the suit there, in case you guys wanted to see some other 10th anniversary figures. There they are together. Alright guys, and that's going to do it for the review of the Marvel Legends Hasbro 6-inch 10th anniversary 3-pack of Thanos, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Definitely do recommend the Thanos and the Doctor Strange. As for the Iron Man, like I mentioned, easy pass on that one. So hope you guys enjoyed the review. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you have not done so already. And as always guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.